close a client, always be closing, deal with objections, close them, dial more numbers, always be closing, close the client. All right, let's do this.
This is the chiropractor's office. How can I help you? Look, Bucko, if you're trying to sell me something, I'm not interested. Goodbye.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Freelancer Fortune, episode 1. I've been freelancing for quite a while now, trying to go from freelancer to a business owner that offers a high profit margin service. So that way my team can get paid a lot more. And instead of building a company with like 20, 30 people and trying to get like 30%, 20% margins, hopefully we can just have a small team of people who are providing a service that has a lot more higher of a ticket, I guess. And so far, I've been able to crack the code for getting clients, and I also have recruited a small team of hustlers who all share the same mission of becoming an elite social media marketing team, as well as helping beginners who are on this journey pretty much, learn from all the mistakes that we made and hopefully go from freelancer to fortune, I guess. I was trying to think of something that like rolls off the tongue. So the hope is through these videos that we're able to help people, as well as actually through the Discord. So we created a free Discord group, basically where we can help people too. Link in the bio. But I do have to keep it real with y'all. The overall revenue and profit margins right now are pretty trash, which is actually okay because look, I knew that my margins would suck in the beginning phase while we build the team's portfolio and sharpen our skills to figure out what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are. In my opinion, the mission has been accomplished. We've been bouncing from service to service, but we have worked with celebrities, online coaches, and super successful tech founders as well. And now that we have proof of our skill set, I think I've packaged an offer where we can help our clients make a lot more money, which means that we can get paid a handsome service fee. And right now our goal is $20K a month revenue, but right now we are just not there yet. But the first step in any successful business is first of all figuring out how to get clients. So that's what this video is about. When I first started to get into social media marketing and pursuing having a social media marketing agency, I was a solo freelancer. Let me try to figure this audio out real quick. I was a solo freelancer trying to figure out how to get clients, and I thought that phone sales were the only way you could actually get clients. This was obviously a few years ago, and pretty much every single sales training video at the time, it taught high pressure sales tactics, and it just felt like really scumming and not really ethical businessman or not really ethical salesperson, I guess. Those are the kind of tactics. Like basically it kind of looked like this.
If you're trying to sell me something, I'm not interested.
Just a second, sir. So are you telling me that you don't want any more customers? You like being poor? Because if you don't hire me, you're literally a scum. Right, you get the point. Look, if you want to start a business, you have to get good at sales. It's just like the elementary level 1 base of starting a business, especially a service-based small business. I'm not talking about people who want to go and do startup stuff and get a bunch of money with investors and stuff, which even then you have to be good at sales to sell yourself and your team, right? But if you play your cards right, you can make sales a lot easier for you and just the whole process of closing a client a lot easier rather than having to like convince them and jump through hoops and all that good stuff. And mainly I'm talking about warming up your prospects before the sales call. Obviously with the internet, we do this by content. So it could be written posts, it could be like diagrams that you make on social media, it could be videos just like this on social media. But there's no need to have like a constant library or just like a huge library of videos and content for yourself. What you really need is just a few powerful pieces, a few videos, maybe a few text posts, testimonials, case studies, kind of explaining like your strategy, just like that. And if you have that positioned and you're able to showcase these to your prospective clients who are about to get on meetings with you, then it can make the sales process a lot easier. Now, before I realized this, I was spamming cold emails to try and get a client because in my mind, I thought, okay, I could probably convince them to be a client through the email. And then by the time we get on the phone call, it's easy peasy, send them the invoice, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's obviously not how it works, especially if you have no content whatsoever, which at the time I wasn't making any content at all. So they did not know my depth of knowledge in the industry at all. So at this point, I purchased a program that included high ticket closers, like salesmen basically, so that the students in the program would have someone else doing the sales calls for them. But I barely booked enough meetings to even justify this, because writing emails all day and finding email addresses was just way too time consuming since I was doing everything manually. Eventually, I did figure out a system to pump out 100 or so emails a day. And even that amount of volume was not enough to actually get meetings and convince people to hop on a call with me. I was just burning through money paying for all these softwares to try and get all these emails and send them out. But eventually, I did figure out the hole in my strategy, right? And it was that nobody trusted me. Everyone I reached out to had dozens of people in their inbox, man, every single day. Even if I did have case studies when I was doing this, like, unless I have clout in the industry, no one cares because they have no idea who you are, right? I'm literally just an internet version of a telemarketer, and I'm just hoping someone's desperate enough to work with me as a beginner. So at this point, I decided to switch from email outreach to Instagram outreach, because on email, I mean, you're just a profile picture and a name. But on Instagram, your profile can act as a resume, because you have all these posts. When someone, sees your message, they can go on your profile and see, what is this guy up to? What is he doing, And not just a professional resume where you're just posting all of your accomplishments. I mean, like a beliefs and a lifestyle sort of resume too, because surprise, surprise, people like to do business with people who have similar beliefs and a similar lifestyle and kind of philosophy as them. So for example, if you're sending a DM to Joe, right? And Joe loves motorcycles and you love motorcycles and you post pictures and videos of you riding motorcycles and go to motorcycle meets, then Joe is going to trust you and want to interact with you more compared to someone whose profile is filled with photos of like ducks or something. I don't know, but you get the point, right? Like, I mean, maybe Joe likes ducks, but for this scenario, let's say Joe does not care about ducks, right? He likes motorcycles, not ducks. So for me, when I first started this strategy and I was like, I need to, kind of personal brand myself a little bit, I was trying to get short form content clients, because this was when a lot of people were catching on to short form content and how it could be used for their business to grow. So I recorded a few pieces of short form content myself, and I pinned a video on my profile where I specifically talk about the benefits of short form content, but I also didn't have any clients for short form content yet. So I was just focused on building a solid portfolio of videos that I could showcase to larger clients to be like, hey, check these videos out, your videos could look like this. So AKA, I was doing a lot of free work. A lot of DMs were being sent, pretty much begging for the chance to edit one of their videos. And eventually though, I did have a really solid portfolio and I got a couple clients paying me really dirt cheap prices. And I was really obsessed with the performance of these videos, because look, making a video is one thing, but if I could show that and if I could prove that my editing style had the ability to make them go viral, then I could use that case study and testimonial to get a higher ticket client, right? Someone who can pay me a little bit more because they realize that, I know what I'm doing. So that's exactly what I did. But one thing I also did at the same time was leverage freelance platforms in addition to Instagram outreach. So a lot of freelancers at the time on these platforms were not really doing a great job personal branding themselves. And they're basically like, when you clicked on a freelancer's profile, maybe it had like some case studies, I guess, but it basically was just garbaggio, which is Italian for garbage. Even so, if you're gonna follow my strategies, it's still a slow process, right? Because the majority of us who want to grow an honest business, if you're completely new to the world of freelancing or online business and starting an online business, don't give yourself shiny object syndrome from all the people making videos about how to make $10,000 a month business in 30 days, right? Is it possible? Sure, it actually is, which is kind of crazy. But the people who are actually able to accomplish this have some sort of combination of insane work ethic, an advantage in their field, like maybe their best friend is already successful, so they just kind of copy their tactics. And also, let's just face it, it's just luck as well to be in a position where, you can get these clients. A lot of times in the beginning, we are just hoping on luck. But if you just keep swinging and you just keep adjusting your swings to be better and better, you'll hit the ball eventually, right? You'll get lucky eventually. So keep swinging.